Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Maston, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review for July 25th, 2016. And tonight, I have my friend Marshall here with me, and he'll get to him in just a second. But the thing is, tonight was probably and I say this with all confidence in the world, the greatest Raw within probably the last, I don't even know how long. Raw after WrestleMania moments do not count because those are always great, and those are like they just don't count. But before we get into I can't even do it. Before we get into tonight's show, I want to tell you guys about obviously Twitter. Since I've been telling you guys about Twitter, I have been getting a good following that way because I've been talking about the shows during the shows, making jokes during the shows, and having fun with you guys, my community. Now, you can follow me on Twitter at FightMasterFight. You'll obviously see the little icon you're seeing here, and let's go to my Twitter and see what's going on tonight. All right, these are some of the tweets that you guys were seeing tonight. Well, that was a parallel to the whole Sasha Banks and Lita thing from 2004, where Sasha completely face planted, and so did Lita, and it was just like it looked exactly similar to that. Okay, like these are just the things that were being said during Raw and everything. I hope you guys did enjoy that. And we're gonna move on here. We're gonna get to the review. So I'm gonna introduce my friend here, and we're gonna get to it. So, guys, bear with us if you hear like a little bit of a staticky sound in the background, and I'm gonna turn my mic down a little bit. Okay, so bear with us if you hear a little bit of a staticky sound in the background. This is Marshall, everybody. Marshall, you want to introduce yourself? Or you want to say hello?
Hello, everybody.
Okay, now Marshall, what did you think about tonight's Raw? Did I overdo that a little bit?
It was definitely one of the best Raws in a long time, for sure.
And let me just premise this by saying this. Me and Marshall are good friends, but when it comes to wrestling, there is not much we agree on. Tonight, from top to bottom, we could agree on practically almost everything. It was like a weird night. It was creepy. Like, from start to finish, on us agreeing to Sasha face planning just about damn near similar to what Lita did in 2004 when her and Trish main evented Raw that night. It was just fucking weird. Would you agree?
For sure, yeah. Like you said, we don't agree on a lot. Like, you hate Roman Reigns. I think he's pretty good. But it was a great Raw, though.
It really was. So, should we dive into what started out first tonight?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm laughing here because I just thought about all the shitting on that people did to Roman Reigns tonight and that Roman Reigns did to everybody else. Like with the whole Finn Balor thing in the middle of the show. I'm Irish. We created luck. I'm Samoan. That's about it. Now, really, realistically speaking, this is probably Roman Reigns just saying, I'm Samoan, which means I'm The Rock's cousin. Good fucking luck. That was probably that. But, we get into the beginning of the show here, and this was Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley in the middle of the ring. And for someone like Stephanie, dude, who seems like she's all about, women running the show, even if it's not Triple H, Mick Foley still seemed like, even though he's a general manager and he's the lesser of the two that are in charge, he seemed like, like the role that Triple H was in where he was really the one in control, and then Steph stepped in when she had to.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I mean, do you enjoy this, or like not enjoy this, but do you like this dynamic, or do you think Stephanie should be the one in charge because she's the commissioner? Like obviously Stephanie is in charge, but do you think like she should take more command of this?
How long do you think Stephanie and Shane will be around for? Because I don't think they're going to be around long term. I think Mick Foley and Daniel Bryan are going to take that spot. But
you mean like how Vince just sets things up and then disappears for a while?
yeah, I think that's what Stephanie and Shane are going to do.
I mean, I feel there are nights where we're just gonna say oh, Shane isn't here tonight, Stephanie isn't here tonight, but as consistent as the Authority was, I think we'll see Shane not much as Shane, but Stephanie in that capacity.
I think they're going to be around long term.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be around long term. They're gonna be. I think Shane will take more weeks off than Stephanie does, but yeah. So the first thing that happens tonight with this is they call the entire roster out to the ramp. And then Stephanie blames Roman Reigns and says he's not a good guy, he's not a bad guy, he's just a loser. And, oh, that killed me a little bit. But Stephanie basically tells Roman that he's practically nothing at this point, and says it's his fault that there is no World Championship on Raw, which is where Mick cuts in and says that there will be a World Championship on Raw because there's always been since day one a heavyweight championship on Monday Night Raw, and it's going to be the WWE, and because of the WWE Universe, it's going to be the WWE Universal Championship, the Universal title. I mean, if you say, I feel like it'll grow on people. Like Marshall even just,
I
before we
think
started, Marshall's just shit on it. Oh, go ahead.
I think it's an awful name. I think it's one of the worst names they could have picked for a title.
What else could they have? Could they brought back the big gold? Could they brought back the World Heavyweight Championship?
I would have liked that better, yes.
Because it was held by me, the King of Kings, the Cerebral Assassin, God. No. Is that why you thought they should have brought it back? Because it was the whole Triple H title?
I don't know. That title, it's not ugly. It's just, a good-looking title. This next title, they better make it, decent-looking. I don't know. I just hate the name, too. The name's awful.
Well, I mean, like I said, it'll eventually grow on people. Like, you hear it in promos and shit like that. It'll eventually grow. But Stephanie says tonight, instead of a tournament, which this shocked me entirely. We've seen them do a fatal four-way match to determine a contender before, but they set this up perfectly. 2 fatal four-way matches that'll determine the number 1 contenders for tonight's show, or for tonight's main event, which would be the winner of that going on to face Seth Rollins, the first overall pick, at the end. Now, how do you feel about Rollins getting the bye here? Do you think it's low-key the Authority again, Mick having no problem with this and shit like that?
I thought it was good because it's a good way to keep some heat on him because everybody wants to cheer Rollins. Just Rollins is a likable guy, so it's a good way to get some more casual fans just to hate on him, kind of. But it does kind of feel like the Authority a little bit.
Dude, I don't care what they do. I really don't. At the end of the day, Rollins will get cheered no matter what. Reigns will get booed no matter what. And this is probably going a little extreme here, but I have a feeling that Seth Rollins can shoot a goddamn puppy in the head and still get cheered.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, Roman Reigns could stop ISIS from attacking us and still get booed. I had to take the biggest extremes to even explain that to you, dude.
That was a good one, though.
I'm sorry, but I mean, this is just how I felt. But the first Fatal 4 match was up next, and it was Raw's number 1 draft pick, Finn Balor.
We first talk about how Finn Balor came out when he was the last man called for the Fatal 4-Way and how epic that was.
Oh, when he just comes through the crowd, he's sitting in the back, just nonchalantly just steps out, yeah, I'm the man, and just pops the collar of the jacket. It was, dude. Honestly, tonight, I just thought Finn would be in there just,
Get a little bit of a push.
I don't even say a little bit of a push to get a rub, not to get a rub in the match, just, to put on a good performance, and they say at the end of the match, Finn didn't win, but he was definitely game tonight, and I can't, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with him on Raw, because it's the status quo of what usually happens, dude.
Yeah. That's what I thought was going to happen exactly, too.
But first match we get is Finn Balor, Cesaro, Rusev, and the man, Kevin Owens. Now, this, honestly, was awesome. Because, if I'm going... Okay, Marshall, if you're rating it between the 2 Fatal 4-Ways tonight, which one was better, this one or the one that Roman was in?
For sure, the first one.
Yeah, and I feel so bad for Sami Zayn because when he's usually in something that involves contendership or doing something cool, he usually gets the shitty end of the stick.
Well, he had Sheamus in the match too, which doesn't help.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And here's my thing: it's not like Sheamus is bad by any means. It's just when he cares, he's good. You can obviously tell when he's just completely phoning it in.
Yeah, but he's not no Kevin Owens or Russo for sure. He's not even close to their level. And
dude, speaking of Rusev. This man, since his second U.S. title reign, since the split of the League of Nations, has been complete. Would you agree that he's been amazing?
Yes.
There's more character within him. It's not just I am Rusev, I rule the USA, I hate America. It's not that anymore.
For sure, I wanted him on SmackDown because I thought he would have been great there.
Dude, Rusev could have been a world champion on SmackDown, and I feel like I've said that about everybody, but that's kind of what happens when you have a show that doesn't have many top stars.
Yep, but I still think SmackDown's going to be the brand.
This is where we disagree. You know, I'm not even going to get into this right now. Like I said, the match was awesome. It looked like for 1 second there, we had a couple of false finishes. Looked like Rusev was definitely getting the win with the accolade.
You actually thought Rusev was going to win it?
At one point, when he threw Cesaro into that, what we call here, that out-of-control accolade where he locks your legs down and bends you back like a pretzel, for 1 second there until Cesaro rolled out of it, I thought Rusev had it won. I don't care how strong and powerful Cesaro is and how, lumber he is. He was not getting out of that. No one is getting out of that. And the only reason he got out of that tonight was because Rusev did not have it completely locked in.
All right, yeah.
I mean, your thoughts on this match? Any favorite spots or anything from of yours?
Whenever Balor and Kevin Owens are together, it's just awesome. But I don't know. It was just a great match altogether. I can't remember any specific spots. But
My favorite portions of this match are when Rusev and Kevin Owens are just walking around the ring, just completely just like Kevin Owens is just bossing Rusev around. Here, I'll do my senton, you do your flippy thing.
Yep.
Like,
Kevin Owens is amazing.
Dude, it's the small things about Kevin Owens. Like, just the way he talks crap to people in the ring while he beats them up. Like, he's the only man who can make a headlock exciting. Like, Headlock City, Chinlock City, like what he was doing at NXT about a year ago. I don't know if you were watching at all.
Yeah, for sure. I watched all of that Kevin Owens in NXT.
Yeah. But, like we said, Balor did go on to get the win with the coup de grace, and I believe he pinned Rusev, right?
Yes. Yeah.
He pinned Rusev off the coup de grace. Honestly, I was excited, but I did not think he was getting past the winner of the, next Fatal 4. Nobody had any idea of who was going to be Roman Reigns. But next up, we get told about the debut of Nia Jax, and she beat Britt Baker in this next match, which was just, a short-form squash.
Pretty much, yep.
I've never asked you, Marshall, your opinion on Nia Jax. What is it?
I don't hate her. I know like a lot of people hate her. I'm not a fan of her either. I think she's a good worker, but like I've seen her matches with like Asuka and they were all right. But I don't know. She's gonna be good for the division, I guess.
It's always good. Not always, but you know what I mean. There are some points in time it's good to have a dominant big woman in the division. If we even go back to the days of TNA, you think about who?
Awesome Kong.
And it's not hard to wrestle that style. You just have to throw girls around. And knowing that a good 100% of the roster is smaller than you, except for maybe Charlotte, who actually matches you in height, it's not hard to just throw people around. I think the problem is that she just doesn't, she doesn't believe in herself, is what it feels like to me. Like, she'll do all this stuff, and then, you just look at her, she's just, the most corny thing ever. Like, she doesn't have complete self-confidence in herself yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just not at all, really into Nia Jax, and I really haven't been. The most I've ever got invested in the Nia Jax is the match with Bayley at NXT TakeOver London, just for the sole fact that I wanted Bayley to win. But I kind of knew that Nia should have won that match, just off the fact that, it could have led to Asuka chasing. It's long story short. If she wins the match, Asuka does the chase, and Asuka wins at London. And, Asuka doesn't get booed when she wins the championship.
Yep.
But, she beats Britt Baker, and that was pretty much it. So, up next was a Sasha Banks backstage promo, and R-Truth and Goldust are holding their camera up to Sasha, and she gets, every basic girl. You trying to take a picture of me? She gets really offended. No. We're playing Pokemon Go, and they just eventually walk away. Pokemon Go was an ongoing theme tonight. You can definitely tell this is a Vince McMahon slated thing in this show. Just the two goofiest dudes on the roster, just completely running around, even in the middle of a match tonight, running in the ring, playing Pokemon Go.
Yep.
What the hell happened, dude?
It's 3 hours you have to fill.
And you can't, you know what, never mind. It's just another discussion for another time. Up next, though, was the Roman Reigns win over Sheamus, Sami Zayn, and Chris Jericho. And I had to leave during the middle of this match to go do something really quick. So who did Roman pin in this match? If I'm going to wait, let me guess. Did he pin Sheamus?
I don't actually remember. I think it was Sheamus. Wait. Jericho. I think it was Jericho. Wait. Was it Jericho? I don't know.
Whether Jericho or Sheamus, it makes sense.
I just knew Roman was going to win, so I didn't pay attention all too much to this one.
All right, well, Roman Reigns is going to get the win here. Nothing more to really say. We all seen this coming. The only thing I wish I would have seen, I missed this too. The New Day celebration where Gallows and Anderson attacked them.
The whole them talking to their fan was really stupid. That was a waste of time.
Wait, they talked to a fan?
They're like, yeah, we're going to get our honorary member of the New Day, and they bring in somebody from the crowd. It was a waste of time. It was just really stupid.
Was it funny, though?
I don't even think it was funny. Some people might think it was funny. I think a lot of the New Day stuff is funny, but I didn't think this was funny.
I mean, it was probably, if it wasn't a plant, then it was pretty stupid. Okay, if it was a plant, then it was good, because if they just did that off the cuff, then I can understand. But if it was a plant and it's still like that, then there was some problem in miscommunication, or someone was probably starstruck there for a second. I don't know. I don't know whose fault it was because I didn't get to see it, but I'll go back and watch it. But I don't even know, man.
It was New Day, so they're always good though. But
they turn something poor at least into something decent. Basically, is what you're telling me.
Yep.
All right.
What do you think about the Gallows and Anderson attacking them?
Gallows and Anderson are next for the tag titles, and we're going to get Gallows and Anderson versus the New Day at SummerSlam. New Day's already broken Paul London and Brian Kendrick's record of the longest reigning tag team champions. So we're getting new tag champs at SummerSlam.
I'm happy with that one.
I have no problem with it at all. Dude, think about this right now. Actually, you know what? We'll get to it when we get past the main event. We'll get to it when we get past the main event. Because it just clicked in my head right now.
Yep.
Okay, next up we get Neville versus Mr. Irrelevant, Curtis Axel. And honestly, just great to see Neville back here. It was basically, it felt like Neville's debut all over again, basically.
Do you like Curtis Axel?
This is not my idea, okay? So this is what I'm going to say. This is not my idea. Ashton from a certain podcast, who I basically shout out all the time, Twitter Wild, This Week in the World of Wrestling, he came up with this idea. That'd be perfect for Curtis Axel. At this point, I don't care about Curtis Axel because they don't give me a reason to care about Curtis Axel. But this is how I feel about it. If you team Curtis Axel, well, at least this is I co-sign onto this. But if you team Curtis Axel with the Perfect 10 Ty Dillinger from NXT, and Curtis Axel basically redoes the Mr. Perfect gimmick, you literally get the perfect 10s.
I was surprised he wasn't called up in the draft. Ty Dillinger.
A lot of people, dude. Some of those NXT call-ups were very questionable. It's just the, good way of saying it. Wait, what'd you say?
Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, Nia Jax. Let's move on.
Pretty bitter on that one, yeah.
Red Arrow gets the win. Axel loses. Great to see Neville back. Like I said before, nothing more to be really said here. Darren Young and Bob Backlund do this thing in the back where R-Truth and Goldust once again are found playing Pokemon Go, and Bob Backlund loses his goddamn mind. This man is doing too much, man. He is 67 years old. Do you know that?
I did not, no.
And I think he's going to be traveling full-time, even on the road for house shows with Darren Young.
I thought he was going to have a heart attack from last night at Battleground.
Exactly. This man is taking back bumps. This man is having trouble pulling off his shirt. This man needs a life alert. Bob Backlund is out of control.
So what did Darren actually do? I missed this part.
Darren basically tried to calm Bob down. He's like, no, don't be calm. He's like, you have to take everything serious. You have to be, rear and ready to go. You have to treat everything like it's a very serious moment. We don't have time for fun and games. And he just basically went off. And Darren was just nodding yes to go along with it because if he probably said anything, Bob Backlund would probably rip his head off.
So Darren had no match tonight?
No, he just had the backstage segment, and that was it.
He had for going nuts on the Miz. He should have had a match with somebody.
I don't know who he could have really had a match with. Bo Dallas is on Raw. He could have had a match with Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
The other member of the Social Outcast. So up next, we get a Finn Balor video package that they posted on the YouTube channel, which I had already seen earlier. Nothing more to really say about that. Up next,
that was from like his NXT debut, right? That's a really old video, right?
that was from his career in NXT in general.
Okay.
So up next, we had a Charlotte backstage promo where she basically said Sasha's alone, and tonight she doesn't have Bayley there to cover her ass, basically, and it's basically what I remember about it. Charlotte actually didn't sit here and yell at us like this to tell us that Sasha had no backup the entire night. Oh, her promos are so cringe. Man, listening to a Charlotte promo is like having a knife scraped against my ears.
It's better than Roman's, though, right?
That's debatable.
Really?
That's very debatable, yeah. I mean, I thought the last couple of weeks before Roman got suspended, like the last 2 weeks maybe, his promos were better. Like especially when he told the guys in the crowd, "Hey, this is my boy. Sit down, take a sip of your beer, and shut up." Like when he started getting a little visceral toward the crowd, it started getting good because his delivery started getting better, and that smug, arrogant douchebag started coming out of him.
Yep. But I think we both agree Roman shouldn't be talking at all, and he should just be the silent killer. But it's another.
That's preaching at this point, dude. You're preaching to the choir. And I don't blame you because everybody feels that way. So, I mean, you're entitled to say that. So up next is the goddamn match of the night. Just from an in-ring standpoint, not from a overall standpoint. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte.
What a match.
Did you want to... I've been going first here. Give me your thoughts. Your whole in-depth thoughts on this.
I loved when she did the Eddie Guerrero tribute thing. She faked getting hit with the belt.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Dana Brooks was gonna screw her out of the match and have it at SummerSlam.
Dude, I think Dana getting thrown out of the match instead of the usual WWE thing where they see Dana doing that shit and it's just disqualification. Charlotte's disqualified because of Dana. That should have signaled to all of us at that moment that Sasha was winning the match when Dana got kicked out instead of the whole disqualification thing.
Yeah, I still thought I actually thought the match was going to be over where Charlotte hit natural selection, got the 1-2. I thought it was going to be a 3 count because her foot was under the rope.
Well, see, dude, for anyone who's been watching our WWE 2K16 just online matchups that me and Marshall have been having lately, they pull that bullshit you pulled on me the other day with, I think it was Rollins, where you scooted over and grabbed the rope.
Yep.
Like, I didn't think that they actually, like, superstars actually did that. Like, I seen that whole put your foot on the rope, extend your arm and get the rope. No, Sasha completely scooted over in mid-pinfall and grabbed the rope.
I thought it was going to be like, I don't know. I thought her foot was going to be, like, on the rope and then a 3 count and then SummerSlam have the rematch, but she didn't lose, really.
Well, see, she couldn't put her foot on the rope because if you think psychology-wise, Charlotte kind of knew that was coming and hooked the leg that was closest to the rope.
Yeah. But I love that moonsault, whatever that Charlotte hit on the outside of the ring.
Dude, that was sweet. Like, if there's one thing, like, to me, Charlotte, and I said this to you 2 years ago, Charlotte is a great worker when she's compensated by Sasha Banks because Sasha can practically carry anyone. And Charlotte isn't bad herself. Like, she's actually, like, on a scale... I don't do scales from 1 to 10 because those are really sketched out on how, you really mess with those. But on a thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs down scale, she's thumbs middle, kind of pointing almost toward thumbs up, but still thumbs middle.
Can we say Charlotte is the woman version of Roman Reigns?
Yeah, I've said this for the longest time, man.
Really?
Either you've been watching the reviews or you just compensated to figure it out for yourself.
Because she's like Roman. If you give her a good worker, she'll make a great match.
Yeah, you give her a good worker, she'll make a great match. She can't talk on the mic, and she's undeserving of a championship, but she gets the push, and she gets the title.
I don't know if undeserved. I don't say undeserving.
Dude, she got it. It's nepotism. Her father's Ric Flair. They find that as, the daughter of Ric Flair will draw more eyes toward the women. Let's put the championship on her and see how the ratings go toward the women.
Well, was nepotism for Nikki Bella be the longest reigning Divas champion.
Yeah, you got to know Cena politic that a little bit.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. But Charlotte basically, yeah, it's 307 days. Nikki Bella is now the second longest reigning.
Wait, Charlotte beat it?
Yeah,
No.
Charlotte was at 307.
She didn't make no big deal about it or anything?
No.
Really? I didn't think she beat it. Wow.
Yeah, Michael Cole tonight said 307 days.
Wow.
So, and speaking of Cole, shouts out to commentary, dude. Tonight was the best night of Raw commentary, and I don't fucking know how long.
No JBL and Corey Graves. That's all you need to do.
It's so refreshing when Kevin Owens hit the frog splash. You don't hear bullfrog splash, Michael.
I actually noticed that. I was so happy.
Like,
finally.
And then you didn't have to hear ball game after every finish. And like, I think it's easier for Michael Cole to focus.
Every single finished ball game.
Exactly.
Every single one.
And I think it's easier for Michael Cole to focus when JBL's not there yammering in his ear and they're not sitting there chattering it up the entire time, like off focus.
Yeah, I agree.
And I definitely feel like Corey Graves is a little nervous, but by no means did he take away from anything tonight.
No, he was definitely better than Byron Saxton, who's been doing it for over a year.
He's been doing this for over a year in the main roster, and before that, he was on NXT getting shit on by Corey Graves. Corey Graves had some jokes tonight, but not usually the heavy artillery that he does for Byron Saxton, which I think in time will come. He just has to get a little more comfortable. And speaking of announcing, the last little point I have to make toward commentary, they put the table back where JR and King used to have it back in the day.
I liked it, yeah.
Up at the top of the stage, and they did it like the whole NFL thing. Like, they weren't sitting and went to the table. They were standing up like professionals and going over the show.
Nice change. Do you think SmackDown will do the exact same?
No, because SmackDown was always a show that had the announce table by ringside, so I'll keep the table there, probably.
What do you think of this Raw's new video and stuff?
Oh, the new theme song and all that shit? Dude, that shit's fucking awesome. The theme song, everything, awesome. But to finish out the whole Sasha Banks thing, at one point in this match, she did a tope suicida, which she just completely spiked her head. Like, she hit Charlotte, but she spiked her head. If you guys remember me showing you the little video, not the video, the pictures on Twitter, you can totally see that Sasha spiked her head, just like Lita did in 2004 when she main evented with Trish. And I actually do remember that match. I actually do remember watching that Raw in its entirety. That's when they did the whole pay-per-view Evolution versus I think it was not Shelton Benjamin, it was Benoit, Edge, and Benoit, Edge, Jericho, and two other guys. I was there for one of the weeks where they had one of the guest GMs, where Bischoff took his vacation, but it was one of the weeks that they had a guest GM, and it was Randy Orton's week, because Randy Orton was on that team, because Evolution, no, I don't think it was Orton's week, but my point being, one of the weeks they had a guest GM, the women main evented, and she spiked her head just like Lita did. The only difference is Lita's was a little worse because she met Barricade at the end. Sasha just met straight out Matt. Like, she ate shit on that thing, dude. That was horrible.
Yeah, I bet. Now, do you think they gave... Wait, are we going to say...
Oh, no. Go ahead.
So do you think they did that finish just because, like, the ended at SummerSlam before the whole feud gets stale, or why do you think they gave it to her this soon?
I think, for once, and this might have been a test to see how fans reacted, and... Okay, two things. I'll answer your question first. For once, I think they wanted to make a test and use the women here to use this test to see if they could, do something a little new here. Change hands of the title on Raw, and then probably drag it into the pay-per-view. Or Charlotte will probably get a rematch. Hopefully. Never mind. Because I get a lot of heat for saying this, but, I don't even care. And this might change. My opinion might change on this in a while, but Charlotte gets a rematch sometime within the next couple weeks here on Raw, maybe next week, and then they build Sasha versus Nia at SummerSlam, and Sasha beats Nia.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I don't either. They're probably going to do the Sasha-Charlotte rematch, which honestly, now that I think about it in hindsight, is probably the smarter idea because you get a great match out of it and you have the story.
I think we both can agree on this, though. 4 horsewomen should be WrestleMania match this year for sure.
I will agree with that. Do I think it'll happen?
I
There's a, I say about 40 to 60% chance.
Yep.
The problem is Becky being on SmackDown and no one knows where Bayley will end up.
Yeah, but
Here.
WrestleMania, the crossover.
It is a crossover. Well, they've done that before. Before, like WrestleMania, they let certain superstars cross over into certain brands to start and further certain stories. So that's not out of the realm of possibility. Oh, and my second statement I wanted to make on the women is, dude, it's finally great. It's so great to see a main roster crowd, and I know it's Pittsburgh and they're really smarky, but still a main roster crowd conditioned to be involved in a women's match. Like they're into a women's match.
Yep. It was really good.
And it was everything that Sasha has basically said she's wanted for the longest. Like, for them to be into the match, not consider it a piss break, be cheering and chanting during the match, and be loud and vocal toward it.
Yep.
Oh, and one more time, shouts out to Michael Cole, and I really can't believe I'm giving commentary this much props tonight. It's fucking unusual here. But shouts out to Michael Cole here tonight for saying that the women basically stole the show, and Roman Reigns and Finn Balor have something to work up to.
And they didn't do it. The women were just too good.
From a shocker standpoint,
Shock of the year.
huh?
Are you telling? Wait, you go on.
I'm saying, like, from a shocking standpoint, what's more shocking, Sasha's win or the main event?
Main event. Main event.
Yeah, I know it hurts you to say it, but it's true.
I was shocked though with Sasha though. I didn't see her winning for sure. I really didn't see Balor losing clean either. So probably the main event though. Yeah, main event.
All right, well, we've spent enough time on the women here. I think we can move on. Up next was Braun Strowman versus some jobber who basically begged and pleaded. And basically commentary completely acted like a bunch of sadists and laughed at this man's demise.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, it was kind of fucking funny. I'll be completely honest with you.
Strowman's gonna go nowhere. I guarantee that one.
He will. This is what Vince does with every monster. This is where he needs to start watching Lucha Underground and take tips off of what they do with Matanza. And go full force with it.
Roman.
Huh?
Strowman's gonna get fed to Roman.
He will. And it's going to be funny. And there was a Reigns video package that was up next. And, it had... I normally don't take background music to be what it is, but this had a great background. The soundtrack to the back of this was pretty damn good. And it's just like, I don't know, most people must have thought, like, this is probably a good promo package. I just have too much disdain for Roman Reigns to look at anything objectively with him. It's just like, you guys know how I feel. I gave him credit last night in that triple threat match, and I mean, I just really didn't care about this video package. You're more the Roman guy than I am. What was your thought on this?
It was okay.
Nothing too special.
I was already hyped for the match just because Balor is going to be in it, so I mean, it didn't get me more hyped for it, I guess. But,
all right, and I remember this is the part during the show where you messaged me about Enzo and Cass. Like,
yeah,
what, before the main event, no Enzo and Cass?
See, I'm not the biggest Enzo and Cass people, but I mean, you can obviously tell when they're missing, but obviously they showed up.
And it was Enzo and Cass versus... Enzo and Cass versus the Shining Stars, and the Shining Stars interrupted Enzo and Cass's promo. And Enzo and Cass basically, they didn't have to just sit here and shit on these guys. They just had to call them soft.
Yeah.
And then Corey Graves with probably one of his funniest lines of the night. Maybe Enzo and Cass should take a trip to Puerto Rico. I hear the education systems are higher out there. They'll actually teach you how to spell words correctly.
Yeah, that was great.
I can't wait for more of this man on commentary.
This rivalry is going to continue, do you?
No, I don't even think it's going to be a rivalry. Like, Enzo and Cass completely squashed him. I don't think you can go any further from there.
But R-Truth did interfere.
Oh, yeah, this is the match that R-Truth walked at. See, and I wouldn't even notice this. This was the match that R-Truth walked in the middle of.
Who do you think Enzo and Cass have next? New Day?
I honestly don't know, dude. Like, this is really confusing. Are there any other heel tag teams on Raw?
The Dudleys, but they already did there. Been there, done that.
Oh, come on, man. That's it?
They should have went to SmackDown. Who else?
If you really want to stretch something, you could put Bo and Curtis Axel back together.
No,
Thank you.
I can't think of anybody else. The Ascension.
Maybe? Probably if you want to build them up for about a couple weeks.
Or is the Ascension on SmackDown?
I think, yeah, they're on SmackDown.
Who else is on Raw? I can't think of any.
I don't really know, dude, but I think they're in hot water for their SummerSlam situation.
Yeah, they might just be like,
Pre-show.
yeah, with the Dudleys or something.
Oh, God. So up next, we get, like I said, we had the end zone casting. Next was the Balor Roman Reigns promo backstage, and this is what I was talking about. And then after this came the match. So, Marshall, I want to play this out with you. Like, what do you call it? I'm Finn Balor. I walk up to you, and what do you say to me?
Wait,
You're Roman in this situation. I'm Finn Balor, and what do you tell me? You tell me what?
Good luck, right?
And this where Finn's like, good luck. I'm Irish. We created luck.
Well, I'm Samoan.
And then just walks away. Mic drop.
Somebody cares he's Nope. Ugh.
And like I said, in translation, I'm Samoan. I'm The Rock's cousin. Good fucking luck, bro.
So how did you predict this match to end?
Coup de grace. Finn misses, jams his knee, turns around, like attempts to jump it, but didn't get enough air because his knee was hurt or something, and then gets speared midair.
All right, I saw it more like Finn goes on the top rope, goes for a jump, gets Superman punched in midair, and then gets speared in 1, 2, 3.
Well, let me tell you one of my favorite things about this match. The double foot stomp to the back that Balor does, I'm a sucker for that because, like, not even to the back to the head, because when he did it in New Japan, he, like, really, like, you know how Rollins did the curb stomp, right, and put so much force under it?
Yeah.
Balor did that with both his feet.
Wow.
He did stiff as fuck, dude. Like, Finn Balor, oh my god, dude. Like, I'm so glad he's out of NXT. Like, there was nothing left for him to do, and I just feel like I'm rejuvenated on Finn Balor, and it's just the most beautiful thing ever.
For sure. Finn
But
Balor will be the face of Raw.
Hopefully. Well, I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be Rollins.
I don't know.
So, we have Rollins versus Balor in the main event of SummerSlam. And then Tom Phillips walks out, asks Roman Reigns, what does he say to Finn Balor? And this is where you messaged me and you said heel turn.
I was really hoping he'd go back in the ring and just, I don't know. I know.
Spear Finn Balor, cut him. This is what I would have been okay with. He spears Finn Balor, cuts him in half, beats the shit out of him, injures him, and then, like, doctors say he can't wrestle until after SummerSlam, and we don't get Finn until after SummerSlam, which would have sucked. But then it would have made Roman, it would have got Roman a lot of heat.
For sure, yeah.
And then Roman would have been completely heel, and then they would have did double turn where Seth starts, calling Roman, a sore loser, sore sport, all that shit. And then it turns Seth insta-face.
But they had to do it the worst way possible with, I hope he beats Rollins.
So then I want him again. I respect him.
That was bad.
I wouldn't call it it is the worst way possible. I tried to be nice to this Raw tonight, but that was the worst way possible. But I can address this now since Dave Meltzer reported it. But apparently, and this is a while ago that it was said though, before Meltzer even reported it though. I'm just gonna put that out there now. Roman Reigns, well, Vince is no longer really high on Roman Reigns. Like, apparently Vince is giving up on Roman Reigns. And, like, if you need the evidence to prove it, clean loss to Rollins last night. And this is what Meltzer specifically said. If he took a pin last night, then, like, Meltzer said if Roman takes a pin last night, then Vince is done with him. Took the pin from Dean Ambrose, who has never pinned him before and has always looked like Roman's little bitch.
Completely. That's, like, the perfect definition.
Yeah. Like, everybody looked at it that way. Like, Dean Ambrose talked a big game toward, like, the end of last year, but was one pump chump, basically. Ended by one spear at Survivor Series. ended by one spear at Battleground, not Battleground, at Fastlane, and then ended by one F5 at WrestleMania by Brock Lesnar. But he caught Roman Reigns with dirty deeds. And then tonight, back-to-back losses for Roman. Well, not back-to-back, because he won the Fatal 4-Way. But no, I consider this back-to-back main event losses for Roman Reigns.
Well, this is how they have to build his redemption storyline. If he won the match, they couldn't have done the redemption storyline.
Is it really going to be a redemption storyline though, or is like it's still up for debate? Vince could be done with Roman.
SummerSlam though, that's the question.
But dude, that's the thing. Rollins versus and they had this, and apparently I read this earlier. They had Rollins versus Reigns etched in stone for SummerSlam since WrestleMania.
I think they had a leaked picture for like the poster.
Yeah, there's a leaked poster of Rollins versus Reigns. I think Vince is done with Roman, man. Like, Roman will still get his moments here and there because they're not going to make him look like complete shit. Like, they're just not going to do that to a former member of the Shield. But they're not going to put as heavy emphasis as they had on him before to, like, really rely on him to hold the product up.
Who do you think Roman has at SummerSlam? I can't think of him.
Strowman, maybe? A year ago, you came in this company, you tried to take me out and choke me out. Now, I'm going to get back to where I belong and beat
Kevin
you.
Owens, maybe? Because Kevin Owens, he deserves everything.
I'm scared for Kev to face Roman.
I wish Kevin Owens went to SmackDown and had that IC title again.
I think Kevin Owens is honestly above the IC title, just like Rusev is above the U.S. championship that he holds. But
they're not going to give him this Universal Championship.
You know what? Finn Balor was in the main event of Raw tonight and won 2 matches tonight. I'm optimistic that mostly
against Roman Reigns.
Huh?
Clean against Roman Reigns.
Yes, I'm confident that anything can happen.
So who do you have at SummerSlam? Seth or Finn?
I think the fairy tale ends and Finn loses. Seth Rollins has too much credibility on the main roster. Finn Balor made it close. We're going to get the next 3 weeks of very compelling, interesting television between Rollins and Balor.
New era, new champion. I'm going with Finn Balor.
And you know what? I don't fault you at all for thinking that. I really don't.
I don't know. I think it's going to be something crazy. I don't know.
Oh, this is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about it. The whole the club. We can get Balor Club.
Wait. This is what I say is going to happen.
Like full on. Look. It's not going to be Rollins' face turn. Is not going to be at the expense of Roman Reigns. It's going to be at the expense of Finn Balor because the club is going to come out and actually we don't even call them the club here because I made this whole thing where you're like how the club just sounds like a stupid name, right?
Yeah.
We call them the Roppongi Club here because Roppongi.
See this happening though. You can have Gallows and Anderson win the tag titles, and then help Balor win, and we can even have AJ win the title on SmackDown if you wanted to.
And then you have a full-fledged club meeting. I don't know.
This is what you need to do with the club. If you want to keep them like kind of like Shieldish, but like cool like that, have them just go to SmackDown, take out everybody, just have them too good for a brand.
I don't know. You could do that, but I don't think you're really willing to put the extra effort into that yet.
Do you think AJ Styles will have his version of the club on SmackDown? They were hinting at it on Twitter. AJ saying the club's going to expand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who would fit, like Baron Corbin maybe? Dolph Ziggler? I don't know. Who would?
You don't fit Ziggler. Corbin definitely fits.
Unless we can wait till March for the Young Bucks.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
The Young Bucks are coming, dude. I'm telling you.
We're not having this conversation. This is not happening right now. Oh, man.
So you're going to go with Seth Rollins.
I'm going with Rollins. You're going with Balor. Like I said, I don't fault you at all for going with Balor.
They're gonna make it look like Seth will be the top heel of the company, and Balor will be the top face. But then they're gonna do a double turn, and then have Balor as the top heel and Seth as the top face.
If you're asking me my long-term booking plan, I have my brain back here. Let me lay this out for you. Okay, so Finn gets the win on Sunday, but thanks to Gallows and Anderson. The Roppongi Club then morphs and evolves into the Balor Club. And
Balor
then
Club or Balor Bulletproof Club or Bulletproof Club? Just
I'm going with Balor Club. Or if they do decide to go with Bulletproof Worldwide or something like that, or Balor Club. Yeah, Balor Club Worldwide, and AJ decides, like, Finn's the man on Raw, and he's the champ, so, I'm going to let him run with it. Like,
will they interfere in AJ's match at all, or just leave AJ by himself?
well, see, they always have. That's the one thing about SummerSlam, it's not brand exclusive.
Yeah,
The club can go beat up John Cena if they want to. And
I really don't see who Dean could face, so maybe Dean versus Cena versus AJ for the title?
we'll find out tomorrow. I'll be there, and I'll be back after that to review this with a messed up voice probably, because I will have probably cheered my goddamn mouth, like just.
I'm hoping so much for a big return.
You know what? We'll see. But is there anything else you'd like to say about this Raw?
Finn Balor, dude, I'm still surprised he won that. That's crazy.
That makes two of us. Like I said, best Raw in a while.
I really want him to use his, I forgot what he calls it now, the 16.
The 1916.
I want him to legitimize that and make that like his finisher.
What he was doing in NXT when he started using it, like I remember, like the first time he used it was against Neville when Neville came back to basically try and see if Finn was really the man. Even though in the first match they had Finn beat Neville, so I don't know what claim Neville had to saying like he was better than Finn, but what he did was hit the coup de grace, get you up, then hit the 1916. Actually, he didn't even start that against Neville. He started that against Apollo Crews. Like he did the full-fledged brainbuster, like how AJ's been allowed to do recently.
Yeah, I think that should be his finisher. I mean, I like the coup de grace, but
it should be like what he did in NXT. Coup de grace, 1916.
Yeah, I don't. Or like even like AJ always has two finishers or like
three.
Yeah, but like
actually no, Styles Clash, Phenomenal Forearm, Calf Crusher, and the Brainbuster, which was they're never gonna call it the Bloody Sunday again, but you know what I mean.
I think he should be able to finish matches with it, just like I think Roman should be able to finish match with that outsider edge powerbomb. I like that move. It looks better than the Superman punch.
With the Razor's Edge?
Yeah, the Razor's Edge powerbomb. That move looks like it could be a finisher.
If he gets believability behind it, maybe, but it would have to be secondary to the spear. Like you can't. That spear is, and this is giving Roman Reigns credit here, people. That spear is too nasty for them not to have him use it as a finish.
Yeah, with the Superman punch. I mean, it's
Superman punch. You could probably get rid of it, but people love it too much, and it's already too well known for people to just forget about.
I'm still in shock Balor won. Do you think there's any way SmackDown can top this Raw? I think it's impossible.
I said it at the start of the review. I don't even know if I said it at the start of the review. I don't even know if I said it before we started recording. But I said SmackDown is buried already, dude. I'll be happy to be there tomorrow because it's always great to be at a WWE show live. But
chanting for CM Punk?
No.
Come on, we can get a chant started.
Dude, not the last time, 2 years ago when I went to SmackDown, there was a huge CM Punk chant that broke out. It was hilarious. But, I mean, SmackDown can be good. Like, SmackDown can be that show that's just like, oh, like, it's complimentary to Raw, it's really good, you get two good wrestling shows in a week. But Raw, like Vince wanted it, is going to be the juggernaut, the flagship, everything.
They're calling it the wrestling show. But, like, all the wrestlers are, like, on Raw, like Sami Zayn, Cesaro,
Kevin Owens, even Rollins. Like, Rollins has developed character to it. He's developed character, but, yeah, you know what I mean. Rusev.
I'm happy SmackDown doesn't have a lot of the people who just waste space, like...
Yeah, they do. Titus O'Neil, Eva Marie.
They don't have the gold.
Ascension.
They don't have Darren Young. They don't have...
Darren Young is in the middle of a push, bro.
They don't have the, who else? Who else is there?
SmackDown has a lot of guys that waste space.
Dude, they need some big returns or something to happen.
I don't know, man. But
they got what, 5 big guys who could run? AJ, Randy, Cena,
Wyatt, Ambrose.
And maybe Ziggler if you want to push him up.
They can probably re-push Ziggler and relaunch Ziggler. Just take the Shawn Michaels pants off it for God's sakes and make him dye his hair back bleach blonde.
That's all. Like they need something. They need a shot of adrenaline somehow, and this is pretty bad since it's just starting.
Dude, we all seen this coming. Like, it's bittersweet that we all knew Raw would be this good.
Yeah, they should have had Kevin Owens. That would have helped a lot.
It Kevin Owens and Rusev, both of them.
That would have just made it a lot more equal. I think they want to already say like Raw is the better brand, but
Dude, the idea behind this entire thing was to like you see how Raw is relaunched tonight, right? Like SmackDown will be too, but you see how Raw is relaunched, and like they said, brand new Raw, brand new era. The old Raw, like the Raws of old, are gone.
yeah,
They're trying to relaunch Raw so the ratings go back up. Like this entire thing was just to boost ratings back up.
it was also to get SmackDown because their ratings are awful.
Yeah, and it also the problem was USA Network didn't want to, like you said, the ratings were awful, so they decided, okay, we'll just make SmackDown Live like Raw, so people don't have the power of spoilers.
Yeah, for sure. But okay, long term booking. Where do you have Finn Balor at like WrestleMania? That's a real long time, but
Hold on, I didn't even finish my long-term booking on where the whole Balor Club thing goes.
yeah.
Long-term booking into the whole Balor Club thing.
Balor Club versus.
Like just leave AJ alone. Leave him to the side for a second.
Okay, this is where we're gonna disagree here.
Okay, Balor and Gallows and Anderson, they run roughshod over Raw. Seth and Roman at one point, let's say by Hell in a Cell, are like forced to, get along and, basically fight side by side because these guys have been running roughshod since SummerSlam, and no one's gotten the title off of Finn.
Or
And then
off of the other two.
what?
Or the tag titles off of Gallows and Anderson.
Oh yeah, and that too. And then at one point, Roman and Seth are just getting the ever-living shit beat out of them. And then, I know it's like, it won't be the Survivor Series tag match, but we'll get Dean on Raw come out and save Seth and Roman. And then numbers are even, and then we get the Shield versus the Balor Club at Survivor Series.
Yep. So if you're long term booking that, who do you have Dean dropping the title to?
If I'm long-term booking, who do I have Dean dropping a title to? Eventually, somewhere down the line, Dean will drop the title at AJ.
Yes. Okay, so here's how I'm gonna. It's different than yours. I would have the club with. I just don't have Gallows and Anderson as believable as Dean Ambrose, Roman, or Seth.
This is why they get built up, dude. This is what the tag reign does for them.
I still don't. I think you need to have Finn, AJ, and another person. I heard a rumor that Vince wanted to add like Samoa Joe to it or something.
That was a long time ago, and they're well past that.
Do that though.
No.
Samoa Joe, Finn, and AJ versus the Shield.
Dude, they would completely, like, the fans would just shit on all of that for 3 reasons. One, Finn and AJ were never in at the same time. And, like, fans don't see that as believable because they're both two leaders with egos.
That's the thing, though. WWE wants to make it its own, though. It's not going to copy everything from Japan.
It already has, though. It definitely already has, man.
So
They basically played it off as these guys have been all around the world together, one title together, drove down the road. Like, dude, they're going to be on Ride Along telling stories about New Japan. Well, it's on the network now.
So do you think they're going to turn on him at SummerSlam, AJ?
Turn on AJ?
Yeah.
If they're still involved with that, like, it's up to WWE. Like, that's a decision where it's like, we can put them in it if we want to. We can't if we don't really want to. Like, they might just to keep AJ's heat going. But I don't know. John Cena has a really hard time.
AJ would be the face. He'd go full baby face.
Yes, but AJ is going to be the man, the heel of SmackDown.
I think it's going to go to Bray Wyatt eventually.
Eventually, yes, but AJ will be the heel of SmackDown.
He's not even that good of a heel. I don't know.
Yeah, but
long-term booking, where do you see it ending? You said a little past Survivor Series.
Survivor Series, I see that whole thing ending and dissolving. Well, see, there's the thing. Those guys have to lose the tag championships at some point. After that loss, they lose the tag championships at TLC and like a 3-way, probably tag match for the titles.
To the Dudleys.
I don't even think they're contracted past SummerSlam. I think they had a 1-year deal.
Well, dude, no, they got to resign the Dudleys.
If they want to resign.
Give them that 10-time championship.
If they want to resign, man, that's up to them.
I guarantee you they're making more money just sitting in the backstage segments than they did in TNA.
This is probably 100% true. But you know, we're well past reviewing this here, so.
I just want Finn Balor, AJ Styles, WrestleMania.
You can dream, Marshall, but I don't know if it'll happen.
You don't think that'll ever happen, really?
I don't know if it. That's way too far down the line, man. Like, plans are talked about in WWE, then plans are just ended all of a sudden. So, you can't, like, these are people who don't plan months and months and months ahead.
True.
All of this is fantasy booking at this point.
I know this is a Raw reaction thing, but any big predictions for SmackDown, just since we're both going tomorrow? Just
Are you going?
Yeah.
Motherfucker, you didn't even tell me.
Well, I just found out today.
Where are you sitting?
I have no idea.
Oh, that's a sad shame. I'm on the floor. I'm 3 rows from the ring.
Nice. So any big predictions for tomorrow?
Not really.
Nothing. No. Kurt Angle return. No title change like The Miz drops his title. Nothing. No Dean dropping the title. Nothing.
Dean drops the title, I cry.
Dude, what if Dean does?
They'll catch me on television with the red version of this crying.
What if Dean does drop it? They need something big. They need something really big.
They're not going to do anything drastically stupid like that. They just had Dean Ambrose prove he was the man out of the Shield. And if they have him lose the championship immediately to whoever, they're going to prove that the Shield is nothing. Because if Dean is the man and the man just dropped it immediately, then...
At this point, do you think Dean Ambrose, if he keeps on going on his run, he could be the next Austin?
Dean is a badass rebel in his own way. He's not Austin badass rebel.
Could he be ever at Austin's height of?
No, because he would have to do some things that would like break some boundaries, and I mean PG boundaries. So, not really. He wouldn't be the next Austin. This may sound corny to say, but still, he's just gonna be Dean Ambrose. Like that's just how it's gonna be. Like Dean Ambrose will carve his own niche and carve his own way. And like he's already carved his own niche, but he'll basically make his way in the history by himself.
When he loses the title, he's gonna be Dolph Ziggler. Put on good matches, but never have that really good push.
You know, not everybody, but you're not the only person that said that. But you know what? You know, Marshall, we're running this here. We are running this. So you know what? Anything else you want to say before I end this?
No.
You got a Twitter or anything you want to shout out?
No.
All right, so remember to leave a like on this video, guys, if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that WWE goodness on said channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the SmackDown review and Wednesday for Cruiserweight Classic. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. For Marshall, you guys already know what it is. I'm Gordon.